Senator Tyrrell, and I call Senator Reynolds.
Thank you very much, Acting Deputy President. I too rise to speak on the Fair Work legislation amendment, and I can hardly say the words secure jobs and better pay bill because it will do neither. And Senator Tyrrell, bravo to you. That was a great articulation of everything that is wrong with this bill and this utter disgrace it is. And I'm absolutely— many of my colleagues have gone through the many ways that this is destructive, duplicitous, lack of transparency, consultation for the largest change to our IR system in over 30 years. And the government is introducing, as we've heard, 250 pages of legislation that this place has had less than a month to review, 150 amendments, plus all of these nurses' ball amendments that Senator Pocock has, with the greatest degree of hubris I've heard in this chamber in 8 years, that he is suddenly riding in on a big white horse to save us all from having to do the job that we do very well, to scrutinise important, significant legislation for this nation. And all I could help thinking about last night, listening to Senator Pocock's quite extraordinary contribution to this debate, where he referred to himself over 100 times. I've never heard anybody talk about themselves so much in a speech. But it was like he was coming in, this great activist, to come in and to save Australian workers, as if he is the only person in this place who wants people to have jobs and to have good conditions and as high wages as can be afforded. But, colleagues, let me tell you, Senator Pocock is not riding in a big white horse into Australia to help us all single-handedly. He is riding the trade union Trojan horse into workplaces right across this nation. And it is a disgrace. And sadly, Senator Pocock, the way you have behaved on this legislation, it was clear last night you believed what you were saying, that you can have consultations on behalf of
Senator
the ACT.
Reynolds, just
through
remind
the chair.
you to make your remarks
to
the chair. Thank you.
Senator Pocock can say that he's saving the people of the ACT through the few consultations he's had with businesses here in the ACT, and somehow it's okay to do that on behalf of all other Australian workers. Well, through you, Chair, I say this to Senator Pocock. This will be your legacy in this place. As Senator Tyrrell has said, this will have devastating consequences. It has not been properly considered. You have decided, because you are in a very, very important position in the balance of power as a new senator, and you have used it. Now, in one sense, I hope that you have genuinely been duped by Labor and the ACTU on these nurses' ball deals and amendments that you've done that we have not yet to see. And I hope that you've duped and it's not the 30 pieces of silver. Either way, whatever reason it is—
I just remind you once again to make your remarks to the chair and to be careful in refraining from—
I will.
So
I hope instead of any other alternative, I withdraw that expression. Instead of any other intention—
Reynolds, you haven't got the call yet. Just reminding you to think about the words before you speak and to impugn another senator by allocating a motive. We've had a bit of a riff on that today, so we might avoid that if possible. So if you would like to continue your remarks, just please be mindful of those 2 points.
I withdraw that, and I'm sorry I got a bit carried away with my anger at this bill and what has been done by those opposite, the Greens and Labor, with the support of a new senator to this place, well-intentioned, but who I believe has been completely duped. And I hope it is just duping and nothing else. So this bill is of great concern to Western Australians, and unfortunately there has been no opportunity for West Australian businesses, large and small, to actively engage and comprehensively provide submissions and input into this process. Because again, this place, those opposite, with the support of Senator Pocock, have denied the normal processes. So I say shame on all of you, because we know what is going to happen. It will not result in an increase in real wages for Australian workers. It will increase exponentially the activism and the reach of trade union movements, which of course is what this was all about. And Senator Polly gave away the game last night when she interjected, when one of my colleagues was commenting that this hadn't been consulted, and Senator Polly interjected by saying, well, of course, we're the Labor Party. What else did you expect we were going to do? And I think that says it all about the ethics and the behaviour of those opposite on this bill. So I too say through you, Chair, to Senator Pocock, as other speakers have done, it is not too late to say, I was wrong, we do need more time. We need time to go through the legislation, for the committee to do further scrutiny, for all Australians to have the opportunity to engage, those who want to, and for this place to do what it does best on behalf of all Australians, and that is scrutinising legislation and amendments in a careful, deliberate way on a bill that will be the most consequential on Australian workers in the last 30 years. So for all of those reasons, and all of the reasons that my colleagues here have in great detail said why this is such bad legislation, I would urge those opposite, it is not too late, because this is not in the best interests of Australian workers. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Reynolds. Senator Duniam.